So every time you think of your job, your belly hurts. Every time you walk in your office, whether it's the office or your office at home, your belly goes clunk. Okay. Instead of telling yourself whatever your regular narrative is about this, try this on. Now look, lying to yourself about it isn't going to serve you. But if you are actively finding another thing that you are investing your time and your energy into to replace this, what you can tell yourself is, I'm learning stuff here that I'm going to get to take to this other thing. This feeling in my belly is an invitation for me to understand that I want something different. And it's all right that I want something different. And I don't have to hate this or feel sick to my stomach about this to want something else. You don't have to hate something and push away from it or make yourself sick to choose something else. Now, here's what you're going to come up against, both in you probably and definitely with others. They're going to say things like, well, hopefully it'll get better. But you've been watching your TikTok and your Facebook memories come up, and baby, the same thing's happening today that was happening a year ago, that was happening the year before. You feel your body relax whenever things get a little better, instead of thinking now is the time where I'm not taking so much energy focusing back on what I want. Because look, when it's squeezy there, you get to notice how much of your attention is going into ranting about it instead of how much of your attention and energy could be going into telling yourself helpful things. Taking care of business here, and I'm building this other thing. I'm taking care of this, and I'm building this other thing. Do you have words to encourage yourself to move towards what you desire? Or are you only using words that inflame you or make you swampy and close in on yourself so you corner yourself and make yourself sick enough that you can push away from that, and then you can tolerate when other people say, well, that seemed like a really good job. And you don't have to say, I know, but it was making me sick and all these things about why this was no good. Darling, this was good until you decided you wanted something else, and then in love, you moved towards the other thing. You don't have to hate something to want something else. The sensations in your body are just invitations for you to see and decide what is next. And sometimes, my friend, you get to be in the middle of it for more than a minute, so you get to learn how you talk to yourself. Friend, you get to learn how to encourage yourself, because if you talk with it about the people at your job, what you're going to find is y'all are going to do this decline into, and we're just corporate slaves. And look, whether you're it's like being in a bad relationship. It doesn't have to be bad, but if you need to make it bad for you to give yourself permission to want something else, to do something else, so that when people are like, I don't understand what you're doing, you don't have to point at all the awful that you have indeed conjured up and stoked to make worse. So you don't have to deal with the voice in your head or the voices coming out of other people's pie holes. You get to choose something else out of love. Not because this other thing is horrible, not because the other thing is making you sick. And baby, some of y'all, You need to be cornered before you give yourself permission. You have in the past. What if you don't have to anymore because you're learning how to be sturdy in yourself and friendly with your humanity and learn how to talk with yourself in a way that actually encourages you to be pulled towards the thing you want instead of pushing so hard against your do not want? Because you live in a reactive world. The harder you push against something, it's like those clackety balls. The harder it comes back at you when what you've done is put all your effort into pushing away. Baby, having a fire in your soul is a good thing. You don't want something else because this is awful. You want something else because you want something else. What do you need to do to give yourself permission to want something else? I want to know.